Took it from slow lines to fast lanes, from singing it to the rap game, to shirts coming out more willingly than I was chilling with Brandy Chastain. It's a journey of me, finding time for who I am.
What's up, guys? Elliot here, Elliot Fitness, covering the topic of did you lose muscle or did you lose fat? And I'm going to give you guys three key factors to look at during your cut or after your cut. When you're finishing it up and you want to find out, did I lose any muscle? Did I lose, So let's get right to it. Key factor number one is your physique. It's pretty broad, so let's get in there a little bit. It's really hard to explain, but look at yourself after your cut. If you bulked, had a good off season, if you're a competitor, or you just put yourself in a surplus to gain some size, and after your cut you looked at yourself and you kind of feel like you're a lot smaller. Granted, you will get a little smaller after putting yourself in a deficit and getting rid of fat. But if you're looking at yourself and you kind of be like, I look a lot smaller, and people around you, I would kind of get advice from them, because looking at yourself in the mirror every single day, you're going to be your biggest critic, and you're going to be like, oh, I'm really, really small. In reality, you're probably not. But if a lot of people around you too, ask for honest advice, gym buddies, stuff like that. And if you're you're looking a little, smaller than you should be, that's another, that's a little hint that you may have been in a deficit, too big of a deficit, and ended up losing some of your muscle. Granted, if you're losing 40 pounds, like if you're a big guy at 220 and you're going down 180, the majority of it is fat. Not a lot of it, but if you're dieted the right way, you will still end up lose some muscle. But that's why I'm making this video, so you guys don't end up losing a lot of the muscle you worked hard for. So like I said, key point number one was physique. I would say, take pictures of yourself during your cut and kind of compare them side by side. Be like, okay, still keeping a lot of my size. Even shirts. If you're losing weight and the shirts are still fitting on you, you're probably keeping a lot of your size, and it's just fat going away. Also, what was I gonna say? This is kind of like a vlog kind of style, so I'm kind of just spinning this out. But like I said, physique. At the end of your cut, if it looks like someone just put one of those giant air things in you and sucked out air out of you, shriveled up like a raisin. That's probably not good. It's probably a good hint that you probably lost a little bit more muscle than you should have lost on your deficit. But that's basically it. Physique. It's in your mind, you'll tell if you look at your physique. So that's key factor number one is your physique. Number two is performance in and outside of the gym. So let's say after your deficit and you're starting to maintain and put yourself back in that surplus, or just maintain for a good solid few months, but you realize your strength is down, like your PRs in the gym haven't been happening, because you can still make PRs while putting yourself in a deficit, and you can still gain strength while putting yourself in a deficit. And if you're not doing that, something can be either off in your nutrition or in your training. So you might want to get a good look at that. But if you find out 6 months after dieting in your PR, or your 1 rep maxes on your compound lifts, deadlift, squat, bench, overhead press, went down significantly, that's a good red flag saying, I lost some muscle. Granted, you will be losing some strength in your gym and in your performance deeper down into your cut, especially if you are competing. But if you're just an average gym goer trying to get lean, you shouldn't lose that much strength. If you lost 20, 30 pounds on your bench press or something, that's kind of that shouldn't be happening. You might lose 5, 10 pounds on your bench press, maybe 15. But anything over that, it's a little red flag. Granted, everyone is different. Some people realize when they're cutting, the only thing that's getting stronger from them is their deadlift and their bench goes down. Or some people realize, their overhead press is going down, but their squat is improving. at least one compound movement is improving. So you're still getting stronger in something. So that's another thing. And then just like energy levels outside and inside the gym. If you're just like really just tired and just cranky, or you don't feel yourself, and you're not competing. Because if you're competing, that's a whole different story. Because your diet will be different. You're gonna have to get to insane levels of body fat. But if you're just looking to be beach ready, nightclub ready, all that nightclub ready, but all that stuff, all you have to do is drop a few pounds, 10, 20, 30 maybe. That's still competing. You drop 30 pounds too, I guess. But I mean, if you're just like getting, like Chris Jones says, whole ready, you can still be tired here and there. But I mean, like if you find out like a lot of your energy levels are down, and your gym performance, like I said, strength, but also like maybe that's going on, like you're just like, oh, I don't want to like do this, or you just feel drained. That's another good key factor right there too. So that's why when you're in a deficit, lower your volume a little bit, but also so you're not killing yourself in the gym, because you don't want to kill yourself in the gym when you're in a deficit. You still want to have intensity, but you don't want to overdo your volume. There really is no such thing as overtraining, so you won't be overtraining, but just for because you won't be building muscle, so your volume doesn't need to be that high. You just want to maintain your muscle, and keep your strength and keep your muscle. So your volume can be doesn't have to be ridiculously high. So cut back on your volume a little bit, and either incorporate power days, or have some strength sets, meaning like it's like if you're on a push-pull legs program, for example, it's your push day, you're doing the flat barbell bench press, 3 sets of that, and then maybe one set of just a heavy bench press for 3 to 4 reps. Make sure your strength is still there. Do that every so often. Or like I say, you can do like a upper power day, upper hypertrophy day. Just really look at your training split and kind of incorporate maybe some strength-based stuff in there. Keep your strength. And then key factor number 3 is your nutrition and your diet. Meaning, if you had a caloric deficit for a huge deficit and you're losing like 2 pounds a week, you're going to be running deeper into your cut. You will be running into a muscle loss. That's why, people say, and I recommend also as well, half a pound to 1 pound a week, maybe 1.5 pounds. But, deeper into your cut, it should be like 1 pound. And, when you first start your diet, you probably will be losing 2 pounds just because of water weight and all that stuff. But, like I said, deeper down, keep it to like a pound a week. Overdoing it to 2 to 3 pounds a week, that's when you're going to start running into energy levels going really down. You're going to be drained. You're not going to have energy because your food intake will be so low. And, that's when muscle will be lost. So those are the 3 factors I wanted to say. Is just look at your physique, pay attention to your performance in the gym. If it's slacking, if it's like not as well, and you eat and stuff like that. And then just your nutrition. Make sure you're eating as much food as possible while still being in a deficit, and only really lower your carbs or your overall calories in a plateau. If you're plateauing with like 10 to 12 days, then look either into lowering your overall caloric intake. That's a whole different video what to do if you hit a plateau. I can make a video on that if you're interested as well, guys. But I mean, nutrition, pay attention to your nutrition. Eat as much food as possible. Keep protein to 1 gram to 1 point, even on a cut, like 1.3, 1.5 grams for your body weight. You want more protein when you're in deficit so you can maintain your muscle. And make sure your macronutrients are just, set right. Don't just go into your cut thing. All right, dropping my carbs. Like let's say your off season was 400 or your bulking was 400. I'm going to drop from 400 to 150 grams of carbs. Don't do that. Gradually ease in, lower your carbs 25 grams, 375. Go into your cut, 375 grams of carbs. Pay attention. Weight is losing. You hit a plateau, lower it a little more, 350. So keep calories high, pay attention to performance in the gym, and your physique will also tell you. So that's been it, guys. You can follow me on Instagram at Elliot Fitness. I also have a new app called Pumpup, which is like a fitness Instagram. You can follow me on there too, Elliot Fitness. You can email me any questions you guys have at elliotfitness@gmail.com. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.